Of the 29 counts, we, the jury, find the defendant, Adrian Gonzalez, not guilty.
You heard it here, folks. Former Uvalde School Resource Officer Adrian Gonzalez has been found not guilty. We have reaction from families of the victims.
And it will soon feel a lot like winter yet again here in the coastal bend. What you need to know to make sure you are ready for the drop to below freezing temperatures. Chris 6 Sunrise starts right now. Hey there, good Thursday morning, everyone. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise, waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we know a lot of you guys are talking about our upcoming weather situation this weekend, but we got to get you through the day first, right? Let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our roads and our forecast is shaping up today. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, good morning, you guys. You know, we definitely have some big weather on the way, but luckily today, we're not looking too bad. We're in the 60s out there. We're going to freeze probably this weekend, but for now we're going to be nice and fine heading into our Friday, Junior. The one thing we are watching for today, though, so far, that foggy start to our morning. You can see it just a little bit here on that SPID Skycam. Luckily, the traffic on SPID itself flowing nice and smooth for our Thursday morning. But as we head through the next couple of hours, could still hold on to a little bit of these reduced visibilities. Right now, as we look out there, seeing Rockport with the worst of it at 5 statute miles of visibility, or actually the Naval Air Station has recently come down. They're reading about 4 miles of that visibility with Kingsville coming in around 7. So I want to be mindful of it as we're heading out for that morning commute. A look at temperatures for you as you're heading out the door. Those 50s as we work our way inland, 54 degrees in Mathis, 55 in San Diego, 60s as you work your way closer to the coast. And as we get a good look at that traffic update, plenty of greens on the map so far. And here's a look at our closest major roadways in Corpus Christi. Only a minor slowdown there on Ocean Drive near downtown. Other than that, looking like a good and green Thursday morning.
Stephen, thank you so much. Former Uvalde School Resource Officer Adrian Gonzalez has been found not guilty. After hours of deliberation, the jury rejected the state's argument that waiting for backup crossed the line into criminal endangerment. Our senior neighborhood news reporter Suzanne Stevens has reactions from the victims' families.
Outside the courthouse, the verdict drew starkly different reactions, with some families leaving angry, others visibly devastated.
I want to say two things. We want justice for Jackie. And I want to say another thing is that there was 2 monsters on May 24th, and one was a shooter and the other was a monster that never went in, could have avoided this. Anything you'd like to share?
I think our kids, they continue to be failed. Curious of kids.
We're trying to be hopeful, but prepare for the worst.
What message does this send to families in Uvalde?
Yet again, we're failed again.
To me, it sends a signal that you entrust the school system, you entrust the school, you entrust the police officer to do what is right, and yet they failed. The system has failed over and over and over.
Gonzalez looked ready for any outcome before the verdict. After it was read, he hugged his defense attorneys with a relieved look on his face. Prosecutors had argued an officer has a duty to act immediately when children are in danger. The defense countered that tragedy alone does not make a crime, and the jury agreed. This verdict ends the criminal trial against Gonzalez, but it does not close the larger questions about the police response at the Robb Elementary shootings. At the Nueces County Courthouse, Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. So shifting on over to the temperatures now, Governor Greg Abbott directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management to activate a state of emergency response. That's ahead of those drops in temperatures. In a statement, Abbott said that the state is working on making sure that Texans have the resources they need before the weather impacts them. He emphasizes that neighbors stay weather aware, check the roads before traveling, and follow any guidance provided by states and local officials.
TxDOT is prepping for the drop in temperatures too. So starting today, they'll be pre-treating the JFK and Nueces Bay causeways, as well as the Nueces River Bridge and the Harbor Bridge. Crews will also be pre-treating roads like I-37, US 281, and more. On Saturday, they'll be working around the clock too, ready to help.
So here at home, you're going to want to make sure that you're protecting the 4 Ps. That stands for people, pets, pipes, and of course, plants. You'll want to make sure to wrap all of your outside and exposed pipes And you should open up your cabinets to let the warm air circulate. There's a city ordinance that says you must bring in your pets if temperatures drop below 32 degrees.
You don't want to forget about the final P, of course, which is plants. Whether you have a small potted plant or a tall palm tree, it's important to prepare them now before the cold arrives. Experts say protecting the roots is the best way to insulate your plants. Neighborhood News reporter Drew Bishop spoke with a manager at Gills Garden Center who says watering plants leading up to the cold front is the best way to keep them warm.
One of the things that you'll hear is, oh, I don't want to water because I think the ground's going to freeze and it's going to keep it colder, and that's actually not true. It actually insulates the root system and keeps it warmer, and that's what you're trying to do, is protect that root system.
You can also cover smaller plants with a cloth or a blanket, and with the freeze expected to hit Saturday night and Sunday morning, Paige says Friday is the best day to water and insulate your plants.
Well, hey there and happy Thursday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look from our studio sky cam now, you've got downtown in the view as well as the new Harbor Bridge. A little bit harder to see the new Harbor Bridge, though that's thanks to all of the low cloud cover and some fog trying to work into the region right now. As far as temperatures go, there's some cooler air off to the west. George West coming in at 53 degrees, 46 up there in Cotulla, 60s along the coast, 65 coming in at Port Aransas. In Ingleside this morning, 59 degrees. So not too bad, still maybe jacket worthy, but as we head into the afternoon, looks like you could likely lose that jacket. 68 on the board already by 11 a.m. We see those winds shift out of the southeast once again as we head into the afternoon, and daytime highs going to top out around those mid 70s here in Corpus Christi, upper 70s as you work your way inland, just slightly chasing that 80-degree mark for us. For the future tracker today, here's how that shapes up. A few bits more of that sunshine popping out into the afternoon. Cloud cover in and out as we go through the day, but going to lead to some partly cloudy skies. Pretty nice skies if you ask me, but as we go into tonight, more of that Pacific moisture works back in. Plenty of full cloud cover for us, and even a few specks of green on the radar as we go through our Friday for tomorrow. So keep that umbrella handy as we head into tomorrow and especially into Saturday. Definitely going to be seeing some rain into our neck of the woods. Here's how that future tracker shapes up into Saturday for us. We start, or at least so Friday night into Saturday, I should say. By Saturday morning, we start to see that cold air intrusion really into the panhandle of the state with some snowfall up there, freezing rain across portions of central Texas. But as we get a little bit closer to the coastal bend by Saturday morning and through the day on Saturday, still holding on to that rainy activity. By Sunday night, that's where we start to see those freezing temperatures start to get into further portions of South Texas. Right now sitting around that I-10 corridor or so, and as we head into Sunday morning, looks like it wants to stop just to the north of Beeville for us, so could it entirely avoid any of that freezing rain accumulation here in Corpus Christi, and right now just looking like the hundredths of an inch, if that, in towards the Beeville area. So we're keeping our eyes on it as we go through the days ahead, because after we get through that, should dry up through the rest of our Sunday for us. Either way, what we do know, temperatures are going to plummet in the wake of this cold front as it works in. The next couple of days looking warm and muggy in those 70s. That cold front got pushed back just a little bit. Right now sitting around Saturday afternoon or so. Behind it, those temperatures plummet. A windy, cold Sunday on the way for us. A couple of freezes, potentially freezing there by Sunday morning. Definitely freezing there by Monday morning, so want to protect the 4 Ps. But then luckily warmer temps return as we head into the middle of next week.
Thanks so much, Stephen. So Vice President J.D. Vance heads to Minnesota today as immigration enforcement comes under the spotlight. Coming up on Sunrise, Scripps News Group's Joe St. George is going to break down what it could mean. Welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time, getting kind of a foggy look at our downtown skyline. This is our studio cam. Careful if you're just heading out there on the roads. We're going to be checking in on those roads, plus, of course, the weather and the upcoming freeze with meteorologist Stephen Jones. But first, on some national headlines. So Vice President J.D. Vance is actually in Minneapolis today, meeting with ICE agents and defending their immigration enforcement efforts and their tactics.
The visit comes just days after the Justice Department subpoenaed Minnesota officials over alleged interference with federal immigration operations, and hours after a detainee's death at an El Paso facility was ruled a homicide.
Yeah, definitely. We're joined now by our Deputy Political Director, Mr. Joe St. George. Hey, Joe, with all of this happening all at once, could today's visit further escalate tensions around ICE enforcement?
It certainly has the potential to, right? I mean, boy, we're talking a lot about the phrase ice, aren't we, across the country? I mean, whether it's the dominant story in the weather world, and it's one of the big stories in the political world as well, with the Vice President of the United States heading to really the epicenter of the immigration fight, the ICE protest movement in the country right now, and that's the state of Minnesota. With an ICE agent now. Several weeks ago, the Scripps News Group has learned that Vice President Vance is going to be standing with ICE agents, applauding ICE agents during his visit there. He'll also is expected to criticize local leaders for, quote, sanctuary city policies that he believes is impacting the threat to public safety. All of this happening while there's a little political drama on Capitol Hill as well. There's a funding fight to keep the Department of Homeland Security funded past the end of the month. Democrats are expected to object over ICE and immigration policies of the Trump administration. President Trump himself is remains to be considering using the Insurrection Act to potentially deploy the military to U.S. streets, to Minnesota, to bring about calm and peace. We'll see if the president actually does that, something that hasn't been done since the early 1990s in this country. And you mix in Texas and the Lone Star State in all of this, right? The death of a Cuban immigrant in the El Paso detention facility, ruled a homicide by the medical examiner after federal officials claimed it was a suicide. Tensions are certainly there on multiple fronts. And one other note, because ICE immigration is such a huge issue in South Texas, Texas especially, the Associated Press reporting this morning that a memo that they've obtained shows new aggressive tactics with ICE agents going into forcibly entering facilities without a judge's warrant. That's raising questions over constitutional rules and norms. So a lot developing on the immigration and ICE front, but I think the key question, you said it at the top, will Vice President Vance's visit to Minnesota today escalate this or de-escalate this?
Yeah.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for the context. We appreciate your time today.
Yeah, always look forward to talking again very soon.
Well, howdy and happy Thursday there, Coastal Bend. Getting a look from that sunset last night, it was a gorgeous one. This photo's from over by Tularosa Midway High School. Thanks to Lawrence Maldonado for this photo. That cloud cover was great for the sunset last night, putting on some beautiful colors. If you ever see any colors like this, any good clouds out there, just go ahead and take a quick snapshot. Head over to that Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group on Facebook. Submit them. We would love to have them. And I got to tell you, it was tough getting a pic from all of the sunset pictures last night. There was definitely some wonderful ones in there. Taking a look at our fog out there, though, Rockport seeing the worst of it right now. 5 miles an hour, or 5 miles of visibility. The Naval Air Station actually reading about 3 miles over there, so want to be mindful of that reduced visibility there too. In Robstown and Kingsville and Beeville this morning, also slightly reduced around 7 miles, so maybe giving yourself a couple extra minutes on those roadways if you run into some of those trouble spots. For our dog walking forecast this Thursday, today we've got Michelle on the board, ready to go on her walk at the beach, and looking like it's going to be a nice day for it as we're going through the day ahead. 65 degrees on the board by 10 a.m. Already chasing those 70s as we're heading out for lunch and into the afternoon hours. Going to see those daytime highs top out around that 75-degree mark, if not the upper 70s if you make your way inland. 78 there in Kingsville to 73 in Port Aransas. Only about 5 degrees of spread as we're going through our Thursday, and really not too bad if you ask me. As we look at that future tracker going into this weekend, though, we've got our next big weather maker on the way, that cold front that's working in by Saturday. You can see it's making its presence known in the Lone Star State, especially as we head into tomorrow night and Saturday with that snow into the Panhandle. By the time we're heading into Saturday, it's going to see our rain chances tick up pretty good on the board as we head through our Saturday, so keep that umbrella handy. But by the time we're heading into Saturday night and Sunday morning, here's where the big story makes its way into the area. Those freezing temperatures trying to make their way across the I-10 corridor by that Sunday 1 a.m. time frame. Right now wants to stop it just a little bit shy of the Coastal Bend, potentially pushing as far as Beeville and into the Victoria area there with some of that freezing rain. But right now, potentially not even freezing here in Corpus Christi by that Sunday time frame. It's on the maybe it will, maybe it won't line right now, looking like the mid-30s for us potentially, or as low as about that 31-degree mark. So either way, potentially that light freeze by Sunday morning. Want to be mindful of it, and then we're expecting a hard freeze as we head into Monday morning. So want to protect those 4 Ps as we're heading into the weekend ahead. Here's how that shapes up on our 7-day forecast. The next couple of days are looking great. I would definitely get out there and enjoy it as we go through Thursday into Friday. More of that cloud cover is going to make its return as we go into tomorrow, and then definitely scattered showers heading into Saturday. That cold front arrives plummeting our temperatures for Sunday Saturday only getting up to about 46 degrees. There's the potential freeze for Sunday morning and the expected freeze for Monday morning as we get down into those 20s for some sustained hours. Then luckily, temperatures are going to be on the warm up pretty quickly. 63 by Tuesday, entering those 70s as we head into the middle of next week.
Firefighters in the Coastal Bend are now seeing through smoke like never before. I'm Jada Jenkins on the north side with a new piece of technology that's helping fire crews.
Welcome back, folks. So next week, the Hector P. Garcia Memorial Foundation will host its signature luncheon right here in Corpus Christi. I actually had the chance to speak with his daughter, Dr. Cecilia Garcia Akers, who said that this year's luncheon highlights her father's approach to medicine, putting patients first.
Because of the horrible way healthcare is going in this country, we decided to pull him as the example of how to practice medicine, how to take care of patients, which is what he did. And you know, all the wonderful things my father did, the first thing was he was a physician.
Yeah, it's a moment for the community to come together and reflect on the impact Dr. Garcia made and how his message can help shape the future of healthcare. The luncheon takes place Friday, January 13th, or 30th, I should say, over at 11:30 in the morning over at the Omni Corpus Christi Hotel.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning. Coastal Bend getting a live look from our USS Lexington Cam thanks to First Community Bank. Both the new Harbor Bridge and the aquarium in view, although the new Harbor Bridge a little bit harder to see, starting to see some more of that fog working into our area, and there's definitely a couple trouble spots on the roadways, so want to give yourself a couple extra minutes on that morning commute as we're heading out there. As we're looking at the visibilities across our region, seeing about 5 miles of reduced visibility there in Brockport. 3 miles is what we're down to over at the Naval Air Station. A couple of 7s on the board, so luckily not too thick out there, but want to be mindful of it as we're heading out today. For the temperatures, you're waking up to the 60s and 50s for most of the Coastal Bend, and a couple 40s as you work your way towards the northwest there in Cotulla. But as far as that traffic goes, plenty of greens on the map so far. Just one minor slowdown between Gregory and Ingleside there on 361. For our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, all of them coming in the clear. So let's go ahead and work on over towards Flower Bluff, getting a look there. Flower Bluff Drive coming in the clear, although Waldron Road around the schools, want to be mindful of that slowdown, as well as the one heading up towards the Naval Air Station starting to clear up just a little bit more. Other than that, looking like a good and green Thursday morning. Just be a little wary of that fog if you run into it.
It's a new year, and construction for a new entertainment complex set by the end of 2025 still hasn't happened. I'm Tony Jaramillo on the south side with what Synergy says is behind the holdup.
Well, howdy and happy Thursday there, Coastal Bend. Taking a live look from our Snoopy Sky Cam thanks to Matthew CCAC. Starting to see the causeway in view, of course, but there is some fog definitely obscuring the view just a little bit moving here into Corpus Christi, and definitely some trouble spots as we're heading out on the roadways and want to take your time on that morning commute today. But luckily, temperatures in the 60s and not feeling too bad as we're waking up for our Thursday morning. But it was a gorgeous sunset last night, I should say. With the cloud cover we had in place, it just made for some awesome photos there and some great colors in the sky. This one's from over by Toloso Midway High School thanks to Lawrence Maldonado. This was a great view, and I gotta say it was tough to pick out of all those sunset photos. If you ever get any great photos, just head on over to that Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group and submit them for us. For those temperatures out there as we're waking up, some 40s off towards the northwest in Cotulla, 53 degrees as we're waking up in George West this morning, 65 here in Corpus Christi, and gonna push that into the Port Aransas area. Hebronville off towards the southwest, rounding us out at about 55 degrees. But as we all go through the rest of our day, all of us are going to see those temperatures on the rise as more sunshine makes its return to our skies. 73 degrees on the board by 1 p.m. and as we head into the afternoon, going to top out around those mid 70s with partly cloudy skies overhead, even a couple upper 70s as you work your way inland. On our future tracker today, you can see that pretty well. The rain mostly moves off over the waters and towards the east. More of that sunshine makes its return to our skies as we head into the afternoon and evening, but more Pacific moisture makes its return as we head into tonight, and more of that cloud cover also going to return into the skies with a few isolated showers showers as we're going through our Friday tomorrow. Now, once again, these aren't going to be those major downpours we're expecting, but a few drops on the windshield definitely not out of the question as we head through tomorrow. So keep the umbrella handy, because by the time we're heading into Saturday, we're definitely going to have a few more showers on our hands. This is a look at that future tracker heading into Saturday. That cold air definitely making its way into the Lone Star State by Saturday, or Friday night, tomorrow night I should say. As we go into the rest of Saturday, we're going to have those good rain chances around the coastal bend, and going to see that cold front moving in as we head into the afternoon. But by the time we're heading into Saturday night and Sunday morning, here's where things get a little bit tricky. We're going to be watching for those freezing temperatures as of Sunday at 1 a.m. Wants to stop it around that I-10 corridor, brings it just a little further south as we head into our Sunday morning. You can see wants to stop it just to the north of Beeville. Can't rule out just some slight ice accumulations for northern portions of the coastal bend, but as of right now, wants to watch or keep it out of the Corpus Christi area entirely heading into Sunday. Still going to keep our eyes on it, because if we do freeze heading into Sunday morning, then any water left on the roadways could potentially cause some black ice and some trouble spots out there. So keep that in mind. We're going to keep you updated on this forecast as it develops over the next 48 hours. What we do know, it's going to get very cold this weekend as we're heading into it. That strong Arctic blast on the way, and we have an extreme cold watch issued by the National Weather Service. This is going to go from Saturday night through Monday morning, because Sunday morning we're going to have that potential freeze in our neck of the woods. By the time we're heading into Monday morning, we are expecting that freeze for us. So definitely make sure to dress in layers, cover any of that exposed skin, and protect the 4 Ps definitely as we're heading into the weekend ahead. In terms of our winter weather impacts, right now we're expecting that rain to work in as we're heading through Saturday. It's looking more and more unlikely for any of that wintry mix or freezing rain as of right now. But like I said, we're going to keep you updated if that forecast changes at all. We're going to have that possible freeze by the time we're heading into Sunday morning, and that expected freeze as we're heading into Monday morning. So definitely wrap up the pipes, check up on your people, and protect your pets definitely as we're heading into it. And don't forget that last P, the plants, either, as we're heading into this freeze that we're expecting. This is also going to be our best rain chance returning to the coastal bend as we head into the start of next week. Going to dry out pretty substantially for us, and in terms of that 7-day forecast, we're definitely warm the next couple of days. Chasing those upper 70s by tomorrow. That cold front works in as we're heading into Saturday. The potential freeze as we head in towards Sunday morning, but protect the 4 Ps either way heading into early next week. And then luckily those warmer temps return as we're heading into the middle of next week.
Small business owners are hopeful for the year ahead. I'm Stephanie Liebergen. Coming up, how they're banking on turning things around following a challenging 2025.
Welcome back, folks. So small business owners are hoping that 2026 is a better year when it comes to hiring. Many small business owners had to make cuts or hold off on growing their teams last year. Stephanie Liebergen reports on how the small business community is feeling.
Small business owners are hoping that 2026 brings more fortune than 2025.
Last year was very, very hectic. There were a lot of twists and turns and things thrown at us that we had not planned on.
Employment at businesses with fewer than 50 employees declined by 107,000 last year. That's according to data from ADP. Kyle LaFond owns a small business in Wisconsin, and he says President Trump's tariffs caused uncertainty that prevented him from hiring new employees last year.
If we had any degree of stability or certainty in terms of tariffs and price increases on imports, that would lend itself to me making some decisions to bring more people on board.
LaFond isn't alone. Just 53% of small business owners reported hiring or trying to hire in December, down 3 points from November. That could be a sign of a larger labor market problem. Most Americans work for small or medium-sized companies. Businesses with fewer than 250 workers made up 3/4 of the workforce last year.
Typically, small business is our hiring engine for the economy. So when the hiring engine of the economy is bleeding jobs like that, I think it's a serious indication that we are doing something terribly wrong.
Business owners are hopeful the overall environment will change. The National Federation of Independent Businesses Small Business Optimism Index rose slightly in December. But the share of small business owners who say they plan to create new jobs in the next 3 months fell.
More small business owners are expecting business conditions to improve over the next 6 months. But, the labor market is still a challenge for a lot of small business owners. Still about 1 in 5 are saying that it's their single biggest problem in operating their business.
Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Well, hey there and happy Thursday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look now at our Snoopy Skycam, thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting in those 60s, 63 degrees at Snoopy Spear and winds out of the north-northwest at 5 miles an hour, but definitely a foggy view as we're starting off our Thursday morning and going to remain that way as we're going through about sunrise or so. In your neighborhood right now, those temperatures 53 degrees off to the north in Beeville, 55 there in Hebbronville with a couple of those trouble spots on the roadways. Rockport coming in around 4 statute miles of visibility, 3 statute miles of visibility as you work your way over towards the Naval Air Station. So if you're running into any of those trouble spots, definitely give yourself a couple extra minutes on the roadways. In terms of our radar, much drier than yesterday. Not seeing any of those showers inland. They're all isolated over the waters, and that's where they're going to remain through the rest of our Thursday. Just going to see more of that sunshine come out as we head into the afternoon, and temperatures on the rise across the region. Going to be chasing those mid-70s for daytime highs, but as we head in towards the weekend, we're already tracking that next cold front on the way. I'll have more details on the Arctic front, of course, coming up in that 7-day forecast.
Well, it will soon feel like winter yet again here in the Coastal Bend. What you need to know to make sure that you're ready for the drop to below freezing temperatures.
In public money, private schools will show you how a new Texas voucher program is already reshaping education.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news, folks, with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, you heard it. We have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, but we always got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways and the forecast is shaping up today. Hey, good morning, Stephen.
Morning.
Well, good morning, you guys. You know, we're on Friday, Junior. We're getting there through the work week, and I'm not complaining about the temperatures out there. We're still looking nice, similar to yesterday. We're waking up to the 60s for most of us across the Coastal Bend. The only problem, there's a little bit of fog compared to the past couple of mornings. Here's a live look at that SPID Skycam. More commuters starting to fill up the roadways now as we're getting closer to 7 a.m., but you could also see that low cloud cover definitely in place and a little bit of fog stretching into our area. So looking at those visibilities, luckily not too bad here in downtown Corpus Christi, but over at the Naval Air Station, reading about that 3 miles of statute visibility that is reduced right now. Also similar to Rockport, reading about 2 miles of reduced visibility. So want to keep that in mind as you're heading out the door. You're waking up to temperatures in the 50s and 60s, even a couple of 40s stray off towards the northwest, but either way better than those 30s that we were at to start off the week. When we're looking at the traffic flow this morning, plenty of greens on the map, tracking that one minor slowdown on 361 between Gregory and Ingleside, but we've been seeing it pretty much every morning now. As we work into our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, they're all coming in the clear, so let's give you a quick look over by Flower Bluff also. Flower Bluff Drive is clear, although if you're heading out to Waldron Road and the schools there in Flower Bluff, keep in mind that slowdown is there, and the Naval Air Station not looking too bad today, so looking like a good and green Thursday morning, but be wary of that fog if you run into it.
Stephen, thank you so much. So TxDOT is prepping for the drop in temperatures. TxDOT is prepping for them starting today, and they'll be pre-treating the JFK and Nueces Bay causeways, as well as the Nueces River Bridge and the Harbor Bridge. Crews will also be pre-treating roads like I-37, US 281, and more. On Saturday, they'll be working around the clock too, ready to help.
So when it comes to preparing for winter weather, you'll want to make sure you're protecting the 4 Ps. We talk about it all the time, but just a quick reminder, that's people, pets, plants, and pipes. First one, easy. Make sure that your family and neighbors are ready for that cold snap. But when it comes to pets under city ordinance, you gotta bring your pets in if the feel-like temperature falls below 32 degrees. Please, please, please do. If it's at or below 50 degrees, your pet must have bedding outside. Their shelter should also be covered and weatherproof and facing away from the wind. If your pet isn't protected from the cold, you can be issued a citation. And make sure that you are protecting your pipes too. If you're unable to get your hands on faucet covers or protectors, pool noodles are awesome. A pool noodle can act like a makeshift insulation, trapping in air within its foam structure, preventing cold air from directly contacting the pipes and freezing them. Very costly too. A weather cold enough to freeze those pipes does not visit the Coastal Bend too often, but it's always helpful to know how to brace for it.
So you're prepared to protect people, pipes, pets, but did you forget the final P? I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Drew Bishop. Local garden experts tell me now, not later, is the time to prepare your plants for the colder temperatures. And here's why.
It's
It's all hands on deck for local nurseries like Gill's Garden Center and Padre Palms. Two businesses with one piece of advice when it comes to protecting your plants from the cold.
But the number one thing that everybody's going to be doing, including us beforehand, is watering.
So watering is actually the most important thing that you can do before a freeze.
When a freeze arrives, insulating the roots, not bark or leaves, should be your number one priority.
One of the things that you'll hear is, oh, I don't want to water because I think the ground's going to freeze and it's going to keep it colder. And that's actually not true. It actually insulates the root system and keeps it warmer. And that's what you're trying to do, is protect that root system. So typically I'll tell people the day before the freeze, water everything really, really good, low and slow. That way you get a good deep drink on those plants to protect that root system.
Lots of plants can be brought indoors, and some palm trees like Florida sables, Texas sables, and date palms are cold tolerant. But if your palm tree is not built for lower temperatures, bundle it up just like you would yourself.
Take a sheet, a blanket, not plastic, and wrap the base of your tree, not necessarily the leaves, but the stalk of the tree, the trunk of it, because that's where your new growth is, and that's what you're trying to protect.
Smaller plants can be fully covered with a frost cloth or blanket, a technique Wyatt Page walked me through.
You want to go ahead and pull your frost cloth over the top. And this is where you want to make sure that you've got good contact with the ground all the way around the plant. And so you can use, if you've got dirt, you can use pins. If it's like concrete like this, you can just use bricks, and you want to pin that all the way down, and that'll keep your plant nice and safe in a freeze.
And remember, just like your people, pipes, and pets, you know your plants better than anyone else.
Just kind of take note of what has happened to your plants in the past.
Plant experts emphasize the coming days are the most important to protecting your leafy friend's life. In the Bluff, I'm your neighborhood news reporter Drew Bishop, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Thursday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look at our USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. It's a little hard to view the new Harbor Bridge there thanks to the fog starting to work even more here in Corpus Christi. A couple of trouble spots out there, but temperature-wise, we're looking pretty good as we're waking up our Thursday morning at 63 degrees. If you work a little bit further to the west, though, there is some cooler temperatures out there. 53 degrees in George West, 52 in Freer, 45 degrees as you work your way to the northwest in Cotulla. Those 60s definitely present along the coast, though. 65 in Port Aransas, 59 in Ingleside, with 64 degrees what we're reading to the south in Falfurrias this morning. As we go through the rest of the day, though, that sunshine going to make its return to our skies as we're going through the morning hours and into the afternoon. Those winds are also going to shift out of the southeast once again, so that's both going to help warm our temperatures up into those mid-70s as we're chasing daytime highs. About 76 degrees here in Corpus Christi, even flirting with that 80-degree mark as you work your way inland. As we look at our future tracker, though, going into this weekend, here's the next big weather story. Starting to see some of those scattered showers around our area as we go into tomorrow, but by the time we're heading into Friday night and Saturday morning, more of that cold air making its presence known in the Lone Star State. Starts to see that snow off towards the Panhandle, freezing rain across central Texas, I should say. Here in South Texas, we're going to have those scattered showers around pretty much most of our Saturday, it looks like, but the big story is going to be as we head into Sunday morning, how quickly the freezing temperatures get here, and if we have that lingering precipitation still around. Right now, the models want to bring down the freezing temperatures around Beeville, just to the north of it as we're heading in through our Sunday morning. The cold fronts, or at least the model guidance, has strayed off just a little bit, lightened up on the temperatures for us and slowed it down substantially as we head into Saturday. So this is why Sunday morning might not freeze for us. But either way, we're going to be flirting with that freezing mark. So I want to be mindful of that if you're planning any outs as we go into the weekend. But hopefully you can stay indoors and stay warm. As we go into Sunday, it all looks to work off towards the east, and then we're going to start to be warmer again as we head into next week. But either way, got to prepare for that cold one more day as we head into Monday morning. We're going to be expecting that next freeze. What we do know, it's going to be very cold as we're heading into the weekend ahead. We do have that cold weather watch, or extreme cold watch, I should say, as across most of the Lone Star State. Includes us here in the Corpus Christi area. This is going to be issued from Saturday night through Monday morning, because Monday morning we're still going to be expecting that hard freeze in place across the Corpus Christi area. In terms of winter weather impacts, here's what we're expecting. We are expecting that rain from Saturday into Saturday night. But as of now, it's looking less and less likely that we'll see any of that winter weather, or at least the wintry mix and freezing rain pushing into our area. But we are expecting that freeze by Monday morning, the potential for a freeze by Sunday morning. So keep that in mind as we're heading through the 7-day forecast. We could see some of that refreezing on the roadways if we do in fact to get below freezing as we head into Sunday. Here's how that shapes up on the 7-day forecast. Saturday, still going to be a warm and muggy morning for us. That cold front arrives into the afternoon, dropping those temperatures. We're going to be around freezing heading into Sunday, but either way, protect the 4 Ps. We are getting into those 20s for a sustained number of hours as we head into Sunday night and Monday. But then the warmer temperatures quickly return, the 60s by Tuesday, already into those 70s by next Wednesday.
Texas is opening its doors for families who use public funds at private schools. I'm Ana Conejo, your neighborhood news reporter in the South Side, speaking to local Catholic school leaders about what this could mean for students.
What was your reaction when you first heard that this was happening here?
At last. A sense of relief is spreading among families who already pay for private school, and even those considering it for their children.
Education Freedom Accounts will cover full tuition for us.
Through the Texas Education Freedom Accounts program, also known as TIFA, Catholic schools with the Diocese of Corpus Christi will be able to be eligible to benefit from the voucher program. One of more than 1,000 schools. The program can provide students with up to $10,474 and up to $30,000 for students with disabilities, and assistance for families who homeschool.
This will afford families who are already with us an education savings account if they qualify, and then certainly open the doors to more families that have not been able to join us because of financial reasons.
The voucher program came to life in 2025 through Senate Bill 2. I spoke with Superintendent Rebecca Hamill, who says this opportunity is already making a difference.
There would be dollars remaining in their account that they could use for their lunches, for their school supplies, for uniforms.
But the voucher works different in every single school. For example, at St. Pius X Catholic School, the principal says this will bring in more students.
We've been getting a lot of calls here at the school. We've been doing a lot of tours, and so it's a very exciting time.
The vouchers will begin covering tuition in the fall for the 2026-2027 school year. And the Diocese of Corpus Christi says they're ready.
You have a great chance of getting it. And two, we want to show the state legislators the demand for the program so that potentially funding can be increased.
Encouraging families to see if the schools are the right fit for them. Applications for families open on February 4th. We'll have more information on the voucher program on our website at christv.com. In the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Ana Conejo, Chris 6 News.
Thank you so much, Ana. So, folks, we still have so much more neighborhood news to get to this morning.
That's right. From an update to the Synergy Entertainment on the South Side to a new technology used by the Corpus Christi Fire Department. We have you covered in your neighborhood check-in.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your Southside neighborhood news reporter. Construction for the $45 million entertainment center that'll be on this empty field was supposed to start by the end of last year, but crews have yet to start. So I'm asking Synergy why. Synergy tells me they are now redesigning the project, reducing the number of movie theaters, expanding the arcade floor, and potentially adding their indoor go-kart track sooner than originally planned, a process that requires updated architectural and engineering plans. As a reminder, the city approved up to about $4 million in tax incentives for the project over 15 years, based on projections that the development would generate millions in new tax revenue and bring about 200 jobs to the area. While Synergy tells me they don't have a new concrete start date, they'll share a timeline with me once it's finalized. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Firefighters in Corpus Christi are now using cutting-edge helmet technology that helps them see through thick smoke and darkness during emergencies. The Quake Technology helmet system uses infrared imaging to improve visibility inside burning buildings, where conditions can change in seconds. Fire officials say only about 20 fire departments in the world have access to this technology, making Corpus Christi one of a select few leading the way in fire safety. Right now, the helmets are being used at multiple stations with plans to eventually equip the entire department.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, to start off this list, former Uvalde School Resource Officer Adrian Gonzalez has been found not guilty on all child endangerment and abandonment charges. A jury deliberated for just over 7 hours Wednesday before clearing Gonzalez on all 29 counts. The charges stemmed from the 2002 shooting at Robb Elementary School that killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Prosecutors argued Gonzalez failed to follow active shooter training, while the defense said he never saw the gunman and focused on evacuating students. Gonzalez did not testify during the 3-week trial.
President Trump is expected to meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in Davos, Switzerland today on the sideline of the World Economic Forum. The pair last met in Mar-a-Lago last month to continue talks over a ceasefire deal. Despite the meetings, Ukraine and Russia are in an apparent stalemate over peace negotiations. Now, Trump told Reuters that Ukraine, not Russia, is holding up a potential peace deal. Zelensky, however, has indicated he may be willing to sign a deal this week with certain security guarantees.
The European Union will hold an emergency leaders summit today to discuss U.S. demands to acquire Greenland. Trump had threatened stiff tariffs against 8 European countries for not supporting his quest to take over Greenland. On Wednesday, Trump backed down on that threat and said that a new framework has been reached with NATO on Arctic security. It's unclear what's in the new NATO framework at this point, though. The emergency summit was supposed to be a time for the EU leaders to work on a coordinated response to Trump's tactics.
Former Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith is heading to Capitol Hill today. He's expected to testify publicly in front of the House Judiciary Committee to answer questions about his investigations into Donald Trump. Smith repeatedly made clear his belief that the evidence gathered against Trump was strong enough to sustain a conviction. President Trump was indicted on charges of conspiracy to overturn an election and retaining classified documents, but both cases were dropped when he won the election.
Vice President J.D. Vance is going to visit Minneapolis, Minnesota today. Vance plans to meet up with ICE agents and defend their immigration operations and tactics. The visit comes just days after the Justice Department subpoenaed several Minnesota officials as part of an investigation into whether state and local leaders have obstructed federal immigration enforcement efforts. Tensions remain high in Minneapolis following the fatal shooting of Renee Good earlier on this month by an ICE agent. Vance has repeatedly defended that ICE agent.
Ford is recalling about 116,000 vehicles due to a potential fire risk. The recall includes certain Focus, Explorer, and Lincoln vehicles, and the model years range from 2013 to 2019. According to the recall notice, the engine block heaters may crack and develop coolant leaks. As a result, the block heater may short circuit when it's plugged in, which will increase the risk of a fire. Owners should not plug in their block heaters until the problem is fixed, and dealers will replace the block heaters for free.
So here's your chance to get your hands on some Marvel movie history. Tony Stark's custom Acura NSX Roadster is heading to the auction. The iconic one-off car was driven by Robert Downey Jr. in the movie The Avengers. The car, verified by Acura, still has that Stark 33 license plate. The Roadster will be sold through Cars and Bids, but the auction date has not yet been set. Proceeds will benefit a charity chosen by the winner.
Starting bid, $1 million?
I don't know. It looks pretty sleek, though. Although, for Iron Man's car, I would have expected more of a red and gold color, maybe, at least on the interior, you know?
That would be cool. I always liked the suit, the Iron Man suit. I would totally, if I had the money, try to buy that.
An Iron Man suit?
Yeah.
You know, I can 3D print you one if you want.
True.
The female
True.
version. All right, next year's Halloween costume, I got to get started now.
You know, you got to have the authentic thing, though, too. I mean, I don't know, 3D printing does come in handy, but the real Thor's hammer or Captain America shield, those would be pretty fun. Or, I mean, the Iron Man suit, but I think that'd just come in at a little bit higher price tag, potentially, you know?
Maybe a bit.
Either way, as we go into this weekend, looking pretty nice out there for us with some chilly temperatures out there, at least for the winter lovers, I should say. The summer lovers, it's not looking so nice for. We're going to have a good, strong Arctic blast on the way. Luckily, as we're waking up for our Thursday morning, still dealing with temperatures in the 60s. Here's a live look at that USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. The New Harbor Bridge, well, it's not too much in view. We have more of that fog that's been working in. You can still see the aquarium there nice and lit up, putting on a good show for our Thursday morning, but the New Harbor Bridge, not so much. We've got that fog creeping in from the north. Rockport down to about a half mile of visibility. Also over at the International Airport, reading just under a mile of visibility. Over at the Naval Air Station, 2.5 miles. Either way, if you're heading out this morning, just want to be mindful of that and take some extra time on the roadways. Now, as we're looking at those temperatures, sponsored by the Neighborhood Weather Network, of course, Pebble Beach Drive coming in at 65 degrees, also 65 at San Benito Drive, 64 as you make your way down to the south towards Garden Court, so not too bad there on the south side. And as we work up towards Lake Corpus Christi, also seeing some fairly similar temperatures, a couple 50s though, 56 degrees there over into the south and 55 degrees at Sundance Circle, 57 as you work up towards Farm to Market, 796 this morning. So really not too bad, still maybe a little jacket worthy, but as we roll into the afternoon, those temperatures are going to be on the rise for us. For our dog walking forecast today, we've got Michelle here ready to go on her walk at the beach, and those temperatures looking pretty nice for that walk at the beach. Temperature is going to be 65 degrees by 10 a.m., 71 already as we're heading out for lunch this afternoon, and daytime high is going to approach the mid-70s by that 3 to 4 p.m. hour. In terms of the future tracker, the big weather story is going to be heading in towards this weekend. We start to see a few isolated showers throughout our Friday and more scattered shower development going into Saturday, and that cold air definitely making its presence known in the Lone Star State. You start to see that freezing rain and the sleet mixed in towards central Texas, and here into South Texas, we're going to start watching more into Sunday morning for any of that freezing rain potential. Here's how it shapes up right now. By Sunday at 1 a.m., starting to see that freezing rain line around the I-10 corridor, and as we head into early Sunday morning, this is where it gets a little bit iffy for us. That cold front has slowed down as of right now, so it's going to be hit or miss whether we hit that freezing mark. Right now, wants to stop it just to the north of Beeville. How that shapes up on the 7-day forecast, well, warm and muggy the next couple of days. Warm and muggy to start off our Saturday, then that cold front works in, dropping temperatures into Sunday. The potential for that freeze Sunday morning, but the expected freeze is going to be here either way by Monday, so hopefully we're all prepared to protect the 4 Ps. And just a reminder, of course, people, pets, pipes, and plants going into this weekend, but warmer air returns heading into next week, so there's something for everybody here.
Good to know, but like you said, it's always good to be prepared, just not scared though, right?
Yes, prepared, not scared. Yeah, I hope you guys have made that trip out to Home Depot or Lowe's early, and we will see you later. Have a good one.